Alright guys, so I came to watch Star Trek Beyond today. After Star Trek, I'm buying Ice Age. I got my tickets already. Let's go inside. I'm ready.
Be speechless. This is the only contour from Cox. Get right to the good stuff.
You're stupid and figure it out.
No, you're not stupid at all. I'm stupid.
They all smell bad too.
People are safer because of what you did.
Bye-bye! What you gonna do? You wanna see something? Yo, y'all wanna see something? Yes, I wanna see something!
Make it through, I can survive.
This is where the frontier pushes back. What the hell is this?
I know why you're here. Why we are all here.
Alright guys, so let's review Star Trek Beyond. By the way, this is not my room. This is my cousin's room, Catherine. If you're watching this, I'm just here to record my reviews. Nothing more and nothing less. That's it. Hopefully you can understand. But anyways, let's review this thing. Alright, so I'm just gonna say this is one of those reviews where I can't trust myself on saying what this movie is about, because I feel like I'm going to just blur about spoilers, and I don't want to spoil one of the biggest blockbusters of the summer. So I'm just going to straight off get into the film. By the way, I am trying something new. Basically stayed up all night writing my pros and my cons of Star Trek Beyond, and hopefully I can make this video quicker. Let's get moving. So this movie does have pros and cons. I'm going to straight off read off my notebook. Anyways, I very liked the performances, the acting. The performances were very good in this movie for the most part. They're not Oscar worthy, but they were solid. They were really good, especially for a Star Trek movie. By the way, for Anton Yelchin's last movie, ever since he passed last month, I'm going to say he had a very good performance in this movie. For his last performance, he definitely did a great job, and I'm just proud of what he left with us down here, what he left us of his very last performance being Star Trek Beyond. And what he left us was just great performance. So I'm just going to leave that out. Great performance. Yeah, he did good in this movie. Being a blockbuster, summer blockbuster, this movie did have a lot of fun moments that they were just fun to watch and turn off your brain with. That, and going back to the acting, Simon Pegg, he stole the show in the whole entire movie. I thought his character was probably the most likable character. But just about all the characters in this movie are likable, but I thought for me he was my personal favorite character. He was the comedic relief of this movie. Let me see what else. The great action sequences, along with the fun moments. We do have some great action sequences. Some scenes you can tell they're CGI. Some of them can't really, but they were fun and good to look at. We had a good new character in this movie named Jayla. She's one of the characters that help these guys go back home, and I thought that she did really good for what she did in this movie. Sadly, for the Star Trek franchise, we did have to suffer another passing with Leonard Nimoy. He played the old Spock in the old Star Trek TV show, and he was also the old Spock in the other Star Trek movies. And I thought that they handled his character very well. I'm not going to spoil anything, but they did do something kind of nice for his character that kind of just made them look like the right choice for that. Another pro for this movie is the best scene. That scene I just showed you from the trailer. They played the Beastie Boys song, "Sabotage," and I love that song. And I knew that they were going to use that song in the movie, and they did. That was them using that song in the background of one of the best action sequences of the movie. For me, it was the best scene in the movie, not just because the song was utilized very well with the action sequence, but I watched this movie in Dolby Atmos, and you did have these loudspeakers, and me hearing this song and these Dolby Atmos speakers was just amazing. But other than that, let's just get to the cons. I'm just gonna be completely honest. Me watching the trailers for this movie, the story looked great, but overall the story kind of felt a little bit weak, and I was kind of disappointed in the story a little bit. It kind of felt uncompleted for some reason, at least for me, but it felt weak. It didn't feel too strong, and that's just me. I was quite disappointed in this movie. I wanted this movie to be in my top 10 of the year. Sadly, it's not. I think it's in my top 25. I think I ranked it 23 or 18, somewhere around that in my 2016 ranked movies. But I was quite disappointed in some scenes in this movie, but I'm going to give it a good score because I did like a lot of stuff in this movie. Movie dragged too much in some places, and this movie did have pacing issues where there were just some scenes where I was looking at my watch. I was like, what time is it? Ice Age starts in a few hours. I just wanted to get to Ice Age for some reason. And it did have pacing issues, and it didn't really work for me that well. There were some scenes in this movie where it felt like it was going to end. For example, about 25 minutes before the movie even ended, I thought the movie was going to end, but sadly it didn't, and it puts you in that position where you think that the movie is going to end but it doesn't. And after you think that a movie is going to end, the last 25 minutes in the movie just start dragging a little bit, but they're quite fun, but they start dragging. For Zoe Saldana's character, I think we needed a little bit more of her character in this movie. She's one of the better characters in this movie. And not just that, but I think we needed a little bit more of the villain in this movie. Because the villain, we saw him a lot, but we haven't seen him enough. I wanted to see him in a point where he was throughout the movie, basically. But we only basically saw him in these scenes where he was just attacking the crew and everything. But other than that, those are my cons for Star Trek Beyond. By the way, I will say this, I know I'm a little bit late. They're probably playing Jason Bourne right now in AMC Prime. But if you still have Star Trek and AMC Prime by you, definitely check it out, because again, you have these subwoofers installed under your seat, and your seat constantly starts moving throughout the movie, and the Dolby Atmos was utilized very well in this movie. So I would say the AMC Prime, maybe even if you only have a Dolby Atmos theater, it's definitely worth it. Other than that, I'm going to conclude. Even though I was quite disappointed by this movie a little bit, I'm going to give this movie, it might rise up to an 8, maybe even a 7.8 out of 10. But for right now, I'm going to give it a 7.5 out of 10 or a B. If you're a Star Trek fan, definitely check this out. You probably already saw it by now, but it's definitely a fun time. Your typical blockbuster movie. If you don't like Star Trek, then don't bother with this movie, but I only recommend this movie to Star Trek fans. Anyway, see you guys for my next movie day, and see you guys later. Bye.